Welcome to Cloud Adoption Executive Summary. My name is Thomas Johnson. On the agenda today, we'll talk about business challenges, our SWOT analysis, what is cloud computing, some of the advantages and disadvantages of cloud, a cost analysis, and my conclusions and recommendations. So our business challenges that might not be a bad challenge, but we're experiencing a high growth in various sectors of the business. But the bad news is that data centers are maxing out. Our pipeline demand will exceed our current data center capacity within the next 24 months. So we really have to get in front of this and come up with a short-term and a long-term strategy. So let's have a look at our SWOT analysis. Our SWOT analysis, we're looking at some of our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I'm going to point out a few of each. In the strengths area, we have a very robust, very strong development team across the globe. Hands down, one of the best in the industry, I think. But unfortunately, in the weaknesses area, our implementation speed um, is definitely something we can look at. Our customers' feedback is that they want to give us more business, but unfortunately, they're afraid that with the speed in which we deliver today, we won't meet their business demand. So we can win some add-on business if we can increase our speed. The threats that align directly with that area, some of the smaller agile competitors are out there waiting to take that business. And we want to be in the business of winning business, not losing businesses to our competitors. So we've got to be more agile, as you can see up there. And I think cloud will give us that ability. So what is the cloud? The cloud is an internet-based computing at a very simple level. Um, Instead of us hosting our infrastructure or software or whatever you might choose, a cloud provider will do that for us. And as you can immediately see the cost implications associated with that. So we have an on-premise model today, and we need to determine what might make sense to move to the cloud. And this chart will tell you what layers might be able to run better or more efficiently or faster on the cloud, and maybe some things we may want to keep on premise as we have today. Depending on the type of services we buy, we might want to buy an infrastructure as a service. And I think that's the right start. But over time, we might want to go to platform as a service and look at maybe even further reducing some of our infrastructure costs. And then over time, we might even want to go with software as a service. And all those things are a la carte with cloud. You can buy those things and pay for them as you go. I mean, today our challenge is we procure a lot of infrastructure. We're maxed out. And a lot of times we're making bad decisions about what capacity we need. But cloud is very elastic and it'll allow us to determine what we need when we need it and don't pay for it when we don't need it. So there's some exciting opportunities there. These are the different types of clouds. You have public clouds, completely public facing, AWS over the internet or Azure, some of the providers out there. Or we might want over time look at our private cloud, maybe have our own virtual private network and have a hybrid between the public and private. We might want to keep those three or a combination of those three and leverage our on-premise where we might need to based on security and things that might drive the need to keep some of that data on site. Some of the advantages and disadvantages of cloud. You may want to reduce some costs. Some of the advantages might be uh, around, the fact that, we will pay as we go. We're not procuring a bunch of infrastructure we don't need. Um, the fact that our infrastructure support teams will be provided by the cloud provider and not necessarily our infrastructure team. We can uh, reskill those folks to take on some more cloud-facing roles, reskill them and make some cloud engineers instead of infrastructure engineers that we have today. So I did a brief cost analysis on, over the next 3 years. uh, what our infrastructure costs would look like if we were completely on premise versus if we were completely on the cloud. And as you can see today, the cost would be over 40%. Uh, we would realize over 42% more year over year on the AWS or any type of cloud model. Unfortunately, I don't think we have the agility and speed to get there overnight, but this gives you an idea of kind of what opportunities we're leaving on the table. Um, Here are some models that I'm thinking about. We need to we should consider the traditional model where we have kind of a hybrid IT on-premise on the left, and a mixture, as I mentioned before, on maybe the public or private cloud. So my conclusion is we should enable the cloud in our environment. As it states here, to enable our clients to focus on their strategic priorities and not be burdened with some of the expense, as well as internally. Um, we might want to start with infrastructure as a service to meet our immediate infrastructure needs while considering platform and software as a service down the road. Keep our existing data center to run and maintain, and only deploy new business there where data restrictions might be required. And over time, even migrate our non-essential services to the cloud. Only onboard essential services to the data center infrastructure. So the future is the cloud. I hope everyone in this room will look at some of the reference materials that we captured throughout these slides to get more detail on cloud. And the cloud is our future. Our future is the cloud. Thank you.